You think this is about control, but actually, it starts with respect. The exact thing they admire becomes the thing they later push against. Why does genuine support between INTJs and INFPs slowly start feeling like pressure, even when both mean well? You've seen this happen. Maybe you've lived it. One person looks at the other and thinks, finally, someone real. Then months later, that same honesty becomes the problem. Why? At first, the connection feels rare. The INTJ sees someone who won't fake it just to fit in. The INFP sees someone who actually takes their inner world seriously. You're sitting there after a long conversation, and both of you feel strangely relieved. This is common with INTJs and INFPs. They both respect depth, but they protect different things inside it. This is where it starts to pull them together. Point 1. Admiration. The INTJ admires that the INFP won't betray personal convictions for approval. The INFP admires that the INTJ doesn't need noise, performance, or constant validation. It looks calm, it feels safe, but there's already a hidden split. The INTJ is seeing integrity and also future potential. The INFP is seeing understanding and also room to stay fully themselves. So the same bond begins with two different expectations. That matters later. But this gets worse. Point 2. Advice starts sounding like care. The INTJ notices patterns fast. You're talking about a job, a move, a project, and they immediately see what could work better. They suggest a plan, then a timeline, then a cleaner option. The INFP hears the effort, but also feels something tightening, because what the INTJ calls improvement can feel like being edited. The twist is brutal. It sounds supportive, but lands like, "You'd be better if you were different." The INTJ thinks, "I'm investing in you." The INF starts thinking, "Do you even like who I already am? Which one are you? Have you experienced this?" And now, it shifts. Point 3. The same future becomes a fight. The INTJ sees visible potential being left on the table, and that is hard for them to ignore. They've seen how opportunities disappear when people wait too long. So when the INFP hesitates, changes direction, or chooses meaning over efficiency, the INTJ gets more direct. You're staring at the message. It says, "Just be practical for once." The INFP doesn't hear urgency. They hear their inner compass being treated like a flaw. And that's where misunderstanding deepens. The INTJ is trying to prevent regret. The INFP is trying to prevent self-betrayal. Same future, different threat. But this gets personal. Point 4. Help becomes correction. Correction becomes disappointment. The INTJ starts repeating themselves, not because they want control, but because they genuinely believe the stakes are real now. Money, time, stability, sacrifice, results. The INFP, meanwhile, may already be growing, just not in ways that are easy to measure. They're changing internally, refining what matters, learning what they can live with. But when that growth isn't visible, the INTJ reads it as drift. The room goes quiet. One gets firmer, the other gets more withdrawn. It feels like care, but it creates distance. And under pressure, both get more rigid, not more understanding. And this is where it breaks. Point 5. They're both protecting a better life, but not the same definition of one. This is the part people miss. The INTJ is not necessarily trying to control the INFP. Often, they're reacting to unrealized potential because they care, and because they can already see the cost of wasted years. The INFP is not resisting growth. They're resisting becoming effective at the price of becoming unrecognizable to themselves. So when the INTJ pushes harder, they can become unexpectedly blunt. When the INFP feels unseen, they stop explaining and quietly pull away. Nobody replies. Now, both feel rejected. One feels ignored after investing so much. The other feels loved, only conditionally. That's the real conflict. It was never just about changing. It was about what growth is supposed to protect. For the INTJ, growth often means strengthening what will matter tomorrow. For the INFP, growth often means becoming more fully aligned with what feels true today, so tomorrow is still worth living. They're not doing this to ruin each other. They're protecting different versions of fulfillment. But when neither adapts, admiration turns into pressure, and pressure turns into emotional distance. Which one are you? The one trying to help, or the one feeling reshaped? And the worst part, both of them can honestly say, I was doing this because I cared. They're not trying to destroy the future. They're protecting different things inside it. Be honest. Have you been the one pushing for potential, or the one protecting authenticity? Comment INTJ or INFP and subscribe if you want more of the tension people feel but rarely say out loud.